but in the very high level, it's a complete subject. Okay, and I don't want to just start the monitoring saying that configure Prometheus and Grafana. Okay, which is not correct way of teaching it. So the best way is to understand the engineering specialties step by step, because in the last 22 years I have worked in multiple companies in the multiple projects. So monitoring is just from the DBA point of view, monitoring is just configuring some tool, connecting to the database and monitoring it. So technically, yes, that's what we do. But in the very high level, we have to understand some core concepts. Okay. Uh, there are multiple engineering specialties that works under the organization. For the small organization, always these engineering departments are merged, or one or two people are doing multiple jobs, or the responsibilities are shared. Mean to say one person is doing multiple kind of engineering work. Okay, but I want to categorize it in very proper format, and I want you to understand about all those things as a theoretical part first, and then enable the monitoring. Okay, so the first thing that every DBA is doing is resilience and reliability. Okay, so which is basically is like a concept where your systems are healthy, or your systems are surviving, and they are meeting the commitments of business, commitment of the core purpose of the application. Let's suppose I am using WhatsApp. uh, WhatsApp is basically used for the communication, right? One person is communicating to the other person is communicating with some third party person. But the difference here is WhatsApp is not only texting tool, it is also a platform where I can share the media, I can share the links. So whatever application has committed to the market or committed to the user or committed to a specific service has to be available up to a mark. Mean to say, when someone asks, for example, how are you? You say, I'm good. Technically, in the journal terms, in the layman terms, it's good to say, okay, I'm good. But in the technical terms, if I ask to a system, to a database, how are you? So the kind of answer I should get is like, I'm good. I'm using 98 or 58% of the CPU. My storage is 85% full. I have still 50% left out, and my operating system is recently patched up. I'm up to the security mark. So are you seeing the difference in the answer, right? There is a normal answer and there's a answer with the statistics with the multiple details. In the other words, we are using car, right? Everyone is using car. So there is a normal car which is just working, versus there is a optimum car or optimized car where I'm getting more mileage, more comfort, and more features, right? So in other words, in our systems, if our systems are performance or working or just running is just a operational thing, but on top of that there are other factors that is more important. How they are working, are they working according to our expectation, are they are fulfilling all the result and everything. So all these things are coming into in this different kind of engineering things. Okay, so the first thing that every DBA, SRE and DB, database site reliability engineer should understand is chaos engineering. Okay, so chaos engineering is a engineering where if any chaos happens into a system, how your application or your database or any kind of system is going to interpret. Okay, in case suddenly what 2 million subscribers are joined into Netflix. Okay, so how my Netflix is going to behave, how my Netflix is going to work in that particular scenario. If I have a attack, let's suppose a big hacker has attacked to my system, so how my system is going to behave. Okay, do I have scripts ready to killing the unwanted sessions? Do I have all the, systems or automations are ready to protect my data? Okay. So all those things comes under chaos engineering. And chaos engineering is one of the important thing that database engineers are doing. After that, we have reliability engineering where SRE and DBREs are coming into the picture. So site reliability engineers are basically are the people who are defining the SLO, SLI or SLA. We'll talk about that also. Okay. And they are building the monitoring system, alerting system, and they are automating the runbooks. Runbooks are nothing but your deployment, all those things. Okay. And they are using Prometheus and Grafana PagerDuty kind of tool. Database site reliability engineer. They are part of the reliability engineering, but they are handling the entire database related stuff. Mean to say they are basically doing the SRE part of the database. Okay, so their main job responsibility is to make sure the database is performing uh, up to a standard scale. Let's suppose if I am doing a payment in Amazon.com, my payment has to be finished in 3 to 5 milliseconds. If it is not happening, the particular number is getting, before I jump into a number, it is already talked with the business or discussed with the business saying that my payment has to be happen in 5 to 7 seconds. And that is the agreed point, and everyone is agreed to that. If something is going beyond that number, then if it is database related impact or database is not performing well, then it's database site reliability's responsibility to understand why that payment is not happening on the time. Okay. So all those things comes under database reliability engineering. Then we have incident engineering. Incident engineering is basically the kind of engineering where something was working and suddenly it stopped working. Okay. Let's suppose your database was up and running or you were having login access to the server today. Suddenly Monday morning when you log in, your access is gone. So what you will do, you will open an incident to the ticketing tool or something and then goes to the incident engineering. Your incident engineering is basically driving or getting transformed into problem management also, all those things. Okay. So that can also be done. I'm just giving you very high level overview. Then I will go to the main topic. Performance and observability. Performance and observability, basically the kind of engineering that we work on is performance engineering, where we are just doing load test, latency test, stress test, and make sure all the systems are working according to the expectation. The tools that we are using is JMeter, K6, Gatling, and low cost. Okay. Observability engineering basically have three pillars: logs, metrics, and traces. Logs are nothing but the logs which is getting created. Matrices are nothing but different kind of metrics like your CPU, RAM usage, your disk IO, your network IO, all those things. Traces are nothing but kind of log, but let's suppose a process is getting executed, in which stages it was getting executed, what was the stages and what traces it has been built. Okay. Let's suppose I go to Amazon.com, Flipkart, Netflix. Which part of the website I'm spending more time? Can we calculate that? Or majority of the Indian people are going which site? And majority of the other side of the folks, like let's suppose Europe, UK is going on the which specific site of the website. So all those things can be captured using website heat map. So those kind of traces, website heat map. So these kind of traces are getting observed by these kind of traces. Can you see majority of the website users are going on this site? They are not at all seeing what is there in the left side and right side. So like that, we can generate the heat map of the websites, and these traces we are collecting and working on it. And gradually we are improving our websites, our businesses, like that. Why people are not moving apart from here to the different part of the website. Okay, so we are generating the tech, traces and all those things. Monitoring engineering, alerting, dashboard, health checks, SLO tracking, all these things comes under the monitoring engineering, infrastructure and cloud. So under the infrastructure and cloud, we have cloud engineering, where people are dedicated to the cloud platforms like AWS, Azure. They are just making sure that all the cloud managed services, cloud services, and cloud high availability services are up to the mark. And second thing, login point of view, all the logins and all the access is happening as per the law, as per the protocol, as per the secured end-to-end systems. After that, we have infrastructure engineering. So infrastructure engineering is mainly related to the infrastructure as a code, networking component, configuration management. Under the network engineering, we are mainly focused on the network related thing, how my network is working, or do I have any, packet drop or anything. All those things are getting covered here. Delivery and automation, very important. So delivery and automation comes under the first thing comes uh, under that delivery and automation is DevOps engineering. So DevOps people are creating CI/CD pipeline. They are containerizing the application. They are understanding the problem of developers. They are coming up with the option to automate all those things. Okay, so that developer can focus on their work rather than spending time on the operation part. Okay. Release engineering. Release engineering is the engineering where we are deploying the new code. We are sending into the production. We are creating the release cycle like daily, nightly, weekly, monthly, quarterly, or yearly engineering, all those things. Automation engineering, backup automation, infrastructure provisioning, operationals runbook. Operational runbook is nothing but a kind of systematic SOPs. Okay, that we are doing it. We have another thing called security and cost engineering. So under that security and cost, the first thing comes as a security engineering, where all the our responsibility is to make sure that our systems are secure. They are having proper patches, proper security standards. All those things are applied. In case there is any loophole, let's suppose just few months before we got SSL loophole, right? How many of you remember that? You remember, right? There was a
Mongo bleeding.
Mongo bleeding. Mongo bleeding happened right recently. So where Mongo has a very bad, loophole, CVE 2025, this one, where it was allowing hackers to get the access of the database. Okay, so the means the database was accepting all the unauthorized connections from the outside. So making sure these kind of bugs are fixed inside your database. So that comes under security engineering. Cost engineering. Nowadays, cost engineering is becoming a biggest part of our database administration. Okay. So when I say cost engineering, mean to say, let's suppose I have 15 or 100 RDS instances running, how I can reduce the cost. Okay. So cost engineering can be done by manual scripting like Python, Boto, or you can write the script, or you can also use third-party tools like Harness, where tool is going and evaluating your AWS infrastructure, Azure infrastructure, and it is providing you a very good report saying that, boss, you are spending most of your time in RDS, and RDS instance is not properly optimized. RDS instance is over provisioned. Please reduce it, and you can save $10,000, $5,000 like that. Okay, so these kind of tools are also available in the market. It's up to you. You can write your own script or you can use these kind of tools. Data and AI engineering. Okay, data and AI engineering is the new vertical that's gradually companies are starting. Data engineering was already there in the terms of data science. Data engineers were populating the data from different sources, but AI engineering is nowadays becoming part of data engineering, because end of the story, AI is getting all the information from the data sources only, right? ChatGPT is just having a brain and all the data comes from the different sources like web scraping, or we are putting the data, all those things. So data engineering is a part of that. So under the data engineering, we have ETL pipeline, streaming data, mean to say one source is getting data from the other source, all those things like that. What is the example of streaming data? The biggest example. I have opened my mobile. I have searched for blue t-shirt, and afterwards, within a second, all my applications or wherever I go, everyone is showing me the blue t-shirt. But I have opened it on only on Myntra.com. But how come other websites are also showing me blue t-shirt? Because internally, lot of stream of data has happened. They have observed my search pattern. They have observed my interest for a time, and other systems are also started showing me the same kind of products or same kind of thing. AI and ML engineering, very important thing. This is the important part where we are going to understand about the things. AI and ML engineering is the engineering where the people are making models, ML pipelines, AI and ops management. They are feeding the AI models. They are doing all the operation related to AI and ML engineering. Very recent one or new one is vector database engineering, where database engineers are managing vector databases. Different kind of vector databases are available like Milvus, Pinecone, Quadrant. All these databases are available. They are behaving like our normal databases, and this team is basically behaving or working as a separate unit under the company, or sometimes they will be the part of data and AI engineering. Okay. So this is the very recent part which got introduced. Okay, and there are multiple kind of engineering which happens on a different sectors or the companies, and I have listed the popular tool also. Okay, based on the LinkedIn profile, that LinkedIn jobs what I have seen, based on the Naukri profile, based on the Monster and Dike.com, I have created this chart. This chart is very important. Whenever you have free time, just go and list out all these particular technologies and try to understand what they do. Okay. Any question before I go ahead? I have just given you an overview so that you understand these things are there, and these topics, the topic which I'm going to cover today, it's interrelated. I want you to understand that the monitoring part that we are going to do, it is a part of site reliability engineering, and it is a part of observability engineering where we are monitoring the entire infrastructure in terms of the monitoring tools. Okay. Clear so far? Just high level, uh, just from the tooling point of view. Any question? Are we good? Can I go ahead?
So can you explain chaos engineering one more time?
Yes. So chaos engineering is the engineering where your system or application is ready for any kind of chaos. What do you mean by chaos? It means the first thing in the chaos engineering is, let's suppose today I am Zerodha. Every day I see 1 million subscriber. Okay, 1 million subscribers are doing trading, but suddenly what happened, there is a news where people are telling gold prices will go high, and I am digital gold is available on Zerodha. So what will happen? Today I am going to get more users, right? So in that case, my system should be available from all the point, not only from the capacity point of view. Let's suppose this is my system as a whole. This system supposed to be um, sustainable enough so that it can handle the storage need, it can sustain the network need, it can sustain the database need, it can also sustain the IAM needs, identity and access management. Okay, so let's suppose today, every day I get 1 million subscriber. Today, due to gold price hike, I got 5 million subscriber. So the moment this 5 million subscriber comes, my system should automatically understand that, boss, I'm getting more traffic. Now let's auto scale. I will just give you one video also, so that whenever you are free, you just see that.
Yeah, so one of the example like what we are doing currently is when the festive season is there, so we used to increase the CPU and memory.
Mhm.
So that is what in finance domain I used to do that.
Correct. See this video, you will understand about chaos engineering. Scaling
Hmm.
Hotstar for
Okay.
20 million concurrent viewers. Currently, New Zealand match happened, right? So I think it
Hmm.
went to up to 50 million. So did any news came that Hotstar went down or something? No, right? They sustained it, right? So in other words, today you have a car of capacity of 4 people, but suddenly you got guest. So your car should be having automatic option that it can make. Let's suppose you got 4 more guests. So your car should be sufficient enough to handle 4 more guests from all the points. It's not like that they will sit and your car will broke. They will sit and your car is not working. They will sit inside your car and your AC is not working. It is not sufficient for 4 more people. So currently with the 4 people, you are getting temperature of 18 degree Celsius, but the 4 people are there, their body heats are producing and your AC is not working. So you have to be very, very sure that from all the side, you are ready for any kind of chaos. Getting my point?
Yeah.
So just see this website. So there's a website where it shows how many websites are up and all, right? So basically how Google is able to manage 99.99 kind of thing, right? So there are website, I will just ping you. I have that them. They show the metrics of the uptime. So basically all these thing happens when you are working on this architecture properly. So now can you connect the dot why I have given you that lecture of 30 minutes? The more you work on the architecture, the more you understand uh, that, let's suppose if this whip will not fail, or this if this whip will go into silo. Silo means neither it has allocated here nor it got allocated here. So what will happen? What is the next step? Getting my point. So deciding all these things, putting proper monitoring steps, understanding uh, how many times, how much time it is taking to getting flip. Let's suppose you are a payment gateway and your whip keep alive deep flip takes 4 seconds. Do you think it is going to be a good architecture for payment gateway? Flipping the whip taking 4 seconds. Yes or no?
Oh.
No, right? Please answer this question. My
Yes. No.
whip is
No.
taking 4 seconds to move from one node to another node, and my user is doing transaction phonePay.com. Do you think it is going to be good? No, right? 4
No.
seconds is too much. I don't need this 4 second to be there. So when you are working all these things, so you have to be make sure that your solution is the resilient enough to cater the need of application. Simple answer. No rocket science, nothing. When you go into these kind of discussions, when you're building the architecture, the simple concept is the technology that I am going into putting into the plate is serving the purpose or not. That is the only purpose of whole IT job or IT industry. Mean to say, technology never runs business, business runs technology. Right? Getting my point, right? If you want, you make a poster and keep it inside of you. Always think your architecture from the business point of view. Okay, so now after doing all these things, let's suppose you understand everything. So technically, in the very high level terms, you should understand chaos engineering little bit, but I want you to understand three things very carefully: monitoring engineering, infrastructure engineering, and site reliability engineering. Apart from that, don't focus on anything else for now. So mainly you have to work on the site reliability engineering and database site reliability engineering. Only two things for now: observability and monitoring. Apart from that, once your knowledge is developed, then you can read about all those things later. Okay. So in terms of site reliability engineering and DBA database site reliability engineering, our task is to DBA team has created this architecture. Till now, I was not talking like that, but let's talk like that. Till here, left hand side work is done by DBA team. Now we are SRE team or DBRE team. So now work has come to us to make this system more resilient. So what we have to do? We have to, what is the step that we are going to do? The first thing, we will set up the monitoring, right? We will set up the proper logging setup so that logs are getting generated properly. And also we are going to set up the alerting. These three things we'll do, right, as a stage one. Yes or no? Please speak. Right? In the very high level, we'll do like this, right? Monitoring, logging, alerting, right? Am I audible?
Yes,
Hello.
Abhishek.
Yes.
So these
Yes,
things we'll do,
audible.
right? So now from here onwards, let's do the postmortem of each and everything and understand all these things one by one. The monitoring. What is the first tool that come inside your mind after doing the monitoring? First tool. Whatever tool comes, just tell me the tool name. What you will
For
use in,
database,
huh?
for database PMM.
Now you are not going to think like database. This is your baby. Everything is your responsibility.
Dynatrace.
Okay, Dyna, Trace,
Splunk,
Splunk, very good.
uh,
Then
PIM, Postgres Enterprise Manager,
PEM, very good.
That's good database.
What else? Dynatrace, I'm logging my traces. Splunk, again, I'm correlating my logs into one place. PMM, overall database monitoring, everything. What else? Datadog, very good. Datadog.
SolarWind.
Data- Datadog is a very good tool. We can monitor a lot of stuff. What is the next thing?
SolarWind.
SolarWind, very good for Postgre database. So let me take you to the drive one by one so that this session is getting recorded. So the first thing, I will take you from the traditional monitoring tool to the advanced monitoring tool. The first thing is JPEX. When we were in our colleges, we used to use JPEX. You remember, right? We used to use JPEX kind of things. Very old, 10 to 15-year-old and all. Then we have moved to Nagios. Right? Nagios was also there, right? How many people remember Nagios? We used Nagios, right? And then some people have also used Cacti. You remember Cacti? Anyone? Moni. When very old system we used to use Cacti when there was no fancy dashboards were available. Okay, so Cacti. Then slowly we have moved into, if you are from the Oracle side, Oracle Enterprise Monitoring, because enterprise monitoring, the main word got introduced by Oracle only. They did a lot of enterprise monitoring or like this enterprise monitor. Okay. If you come to the open source side, most of the time I will recommend you to make your hand dirty with Prometheus and Grafana. 99% things are still working with Prometheus and Grafana. And if you want to go towards the modernization of the things, learn about Open Telemetry. Open Telemetry is another good product. Gradually, it is increasing in the market. Okay, Open Telemetry, you can do that. So let's suppose your monitoring tool is set. Once my monitoring tool is set, what other thing I need? I got the monitoring done. What else I need after monitoring? What is that? The
Logging.
next thing? Let's suppose monitoring and logging is done because I have Splunk, I have all these things. Now I have remaining thing is alerting. Okay. So how we are going to use alerting? What is the, sorry, what is the basic thing that we do in terms of alerting? The first thing is SMS alerts, email alerts, and IM alerts, right? Internet messengers also, we are sending alerts like Teams, WhatsApp, and Telegram. All those things we are sending, right? Alerting. How you will set up the alert? What is the basic concept of alerting? First thing that we do when I have to set up the alerting. What? Okay, just tell me if your backup fails, how you get the email?
I
Am
got
I
the
audible?
backup.
Sh- Am I audible? Yeah, Rohit, you were telling
Yes,
something.
audible.
Yeah.
So we get it from the AWS service SNS and SCS.
SNS and SMS web source service,
SCS. Mm,
SCS.
mm,
Also, if we are in the operating system, we set up the shell script and bash script. We
mm.
set up the Python script, or we set up the third-party tools, right, to get the alerts, right, to our email or to all those things, right? So we have to be very sure that alerting is very working properly. All these things are properly alerted. Logs are properly populated. All these things are the part of your day-to-day job and setting up in terms of monitoring. Okay, so we have to think from all these point of view. And today I'm going to show you how you can simply set up Prometheus and Grafana, which is a very, very powerful framework. I could have choose any lightweight system also, but knowingly I'm choosing Prometheus and Grafana so that you understand this tool first, which is the mother of all the tools, and automatically you will understand lot of concepts. Okay. In terms of understanding the monitoring tool, understand two things very important. One is agentless and another one is with agent. What do you understand with agentless and with agent? What does this mean? Agent less and with agent. So monitoring tool which directly can integrate with your system called as a agentless monitoring. And with agent is nothing but where you have to go and deploy your agents first. And then only your monitoring is going to work. Make sense? So always think that which one is agent less or with agent. So based on that, you can define your monitoring strategies. Okay. So now let's quickly understand how Prometheus and Grafana works. Okay. How many of you know understand time series databases? How many of you know understand the time series databases?
No, I am not use.
Okay. Uh,
Just heard about
so
it. Time
just
series.
heard
Not
about.
use.
Okay, because the entire PMM is developed on top of Prometheus and Grafana. They just took the concept and the binary and they just wrap around on top of the things. Okay, so basically, first of all, Prometheus Okay, we'll go step by step so that you will understand all the concepts step by step. Prometheus. Prometheus, and I have Grafana. Okay, so Prometheus is basically my engine. In other words, it is a time series database which captures the source information, tagging, time, and events. Mean to say current time is 11:39 a.m. certain seconds. In that time, what is my CPU utilization? So let's suppose when this particular time is happening or this time is currently running, if you want to ask a question that on 11:39, how was my CPU was looking like? So what this database will do, it will continuously poll in every micromilliseconds, and it is keep on collecting this data, associating a time with it. Also, it will associate other memory statistics. Let's suppose memory usage, disk usage, network usage, associating with a time series or time. So the entire database or entire statistics, whatever this engine is collecting from the sources, will get stored in terms of time series. Okay. And this data, the time series data, I'm going to represent in the dashboard under the Grafana. So basically this engine is collecting all the data, converting into in the time series database, and I'm using this time series database and getting converted into the beautiful dashboards under the Grafana. So I'm showing all these statistics under the Grafana dashboards. So basic concept is Prometheus is my time series engine, or Prometheus is my database, and Grafana is just a visualization of that particular data, or I'm just showing that data in the beautiful dashboards. Okay. Previously, before Prometheus, we used to use a time series database called InfluxDB. How many of you have used InfluxDB? The previous version of monitoring was InfluxDB. We used to use InfluxDB, but now we got a better option called Prometheus. Okay, so before we deploy the Prometheus, let's understand this Prometheus is basically with agent monitoring tool where I have to deploy the particular agent to my infrastructure. Okay, and Prometheus have different kind of agents which we call as exporters. Okay, so let's suppose I want to monitor Postgre database. So for Postgre database, I have a dedicated exporter called Postgre exporter. I want to monitor PG bouncer. So I have a dedicated PG bouncer exporter. I want to monitor Oracle database. So I have Oracle data. Like that, I have n number of exporters available. Okay. So today, what I'm going to do, I will first show you node exporter. Node exporter is nothing but where I want to monitor my operating system related stuff. Okay. So first, 1 minute. Huh? I'm getting a call. Just give me a second. I'm expecting a part. Okay. So the first thing that we are going to do today is monitoring our operating system. Okay. So when we have to monitor our operating system, the first kind of exporter that we have to configure is node exporter. Okay. Now let me practically, or let me make you understand here. Let's suppose I have a operating system. This is my operating system. This is deployed on, let's suppose this is Linux operating system, and this is deployed on this particular hardware. I want to monitor these both the things. So what I will do, I will simply install Node Exporter. And using Node Exporter, it will send the data to my Prometheus database. And using Grafana, I will read all the statistics of this node to see into a beautiful dashboards. Okay, so now let's go and quickly enable the monitoring step by step. Any question before I go? Guys, any question? Are we good till here? Because if you don't understand things step by step, you will not understand the things. You have to understand the things according to their sequence. Okay, so first we will enable OS level monitoring. Then we will enable Postgre level monitoring and see the dashboard. Like that, we will make all our complete infrastructure monitorable. Basically, we can monitor the entire infrastructure using Prometheus and Grafana. Okay, so I will practically show you everything step by step. So that's why I have created Node Exporter, which will monitor my entire infrastructure's operating system, then Prometheus Exporter, and also we can use PG Bouncer Exporter also. Okay, so let's quickly do it because we have a lot of work to do. Guys, question, concern? Yeah.
So basically, it will be a dedicated instance, no, for the setup monitoring.
Correct.
So,
For monitoring, we are going to create a dedicated instance, and we are going to integrate that with our whole infrastructure. If you
so
want,
where
you
Node
can
Exporter will run?
you can
No,
create. Sorry, come again. What is your question?
Node. If the dedicated instance is there, so how the things work out? For
Over the
example,
network.
there is a dedicated instance over the.
Over the network. I will show you that also. Don't worry.
Okay.
Let me take one of my instance as a monitoring node. Guys, please don't hold your question. Huh? If you are not clear, ask your question. I'm completely fine. If you ask me a number of questions, I'm fine. Any question which is coming inside your mind? Because I can give you a guarantee no one will show you on the screen like this. So if you ask more question, you will get more clarity. And this is the main concept of SRE, DBRE, site reliability engineering, configuration, everything we are going to do on the screen, on the black and white screen. If you put all these things in your CV, I can give you guarantee you will get a lot of difference than other candidates. Okay. So this is my first. Let me check the IP. Okay. Today also, let's see. SSH PG master. Let's monitor the PG master first. Okay. Then gradually we'll monitor other stuff. So is this having the IP? Any question? Anything?
Hello.
Yeah.
Abhishek, so that Prometheus exporter, we have to deploy each and every node, right?
Yes, every node. Whatever kind of monitoring you want to do, let's suppose
Okay.
you want to do Postgre monitoring, so deploy Postgre exporter. You want to do OS monitoring, deploy the OS related stuff like that. So it's like that. Do I have any IP? Oh, 256. Can I
So
figure?
if one kind of agent like this,
Hmm, hmm,
we have to take care whenever OS rebooted or
hmm.
something like that. This is has to be up and running.
Yes, yes. I will
All
show you
okay.
everything. This node agent is going to cover everything.
Okay.
You will be amazed after seeing this practicals, right? At least today and the next sessions, you will get amazed that the way this works, right? You can all the companies are using it currently. I can show you practically. Let me go to my browser. The entire Hotstar is using Prometheus and Grafana. Hotstar. See this? Their entire infrastructure is getting monitored on Prometheus. If you go to their engineering websites, you will find a lot of Prometheus and Grafana photographs. So see this? Lot of companies, even Google is using Prometheus and Grafana. Lot of places. If you see, Netflix is also using Prometheus and Grafana. So Netflix. So they do a lot of things. See this? So my task is to give you the overview of this technology so that wherever you want, you can use it according to your requirement. So let me quickly create a node which I can use as a Prometheus and Grafana node. Okay. So, and I'm going to use Docker. Okay, because once we will use Docker, it will be very, very easy. Guys, you are too quiet. Anything which is bothering or not able to understand? Clear? Let me implement it quickly. So I will create a dedicated node for monitoring. Let's not use this one. I think we have client, right? We have developed client machine also. Let's use client as a monitoring tool. Let's see if I have public IP in that. Okay, sorry, my LAN IP. Okay, just stop me wherever you don't understand what I'm doing. So currently what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to establish a node. Oh, desktop provider. Oh God, why this is starting the node again? Let me create my own node better. I will create my own node. Okay, monitoring. Let me make it outside of this folder. I will make the node name as a monitoring. Mon Prometheus and Grafana. It's to PowerShell. Vagrant init. I have observed that Mac is faster for these kind of things comparing with Windows. When I'm using on my Mac, all these things are quite faster nowadays. So if you have Mac machines, this machine and everything is quite faster. So I will use this just to
No
extract.
comparison, sir.
Yes. Up. I'm going to use this as my variable is not correct. Let me correct that variable. ChatGPT. Yes, it has corrected it. Let's go and correct my script. I will do like this, save, let's do quick up. So I'm building this machine currently. Then I will install Prometheus and Grafana on Docker. Okay. You will get all the steps. Don't worry. I will give you all the steps one by one. So nothing to worry about that. But understand the concept. Let's close this machine. This is also not required. Where's my master is ready. Let's fix the master IP every time we have to fix, right? You remember Notepad++. Master is what? Master is 31, right? Master is 31. Master. I am seeing one issue nowadays. Whenever I'm working on one screen and I'm starting the other virtual machines, my first logins get disconnected. So I have to do it again every time. So that one problem I'm seeing, but it's not a problem. We can fix that. So this is good. 31. I supposed to see my keep alive D, but no problem. We will bring it back. Ansible is my Ansible. What is the next node name? SSH replica, right? One is replica, another one is master, right? Something like that. Is that replica?
PG replica.
PG replica. At least I will show you one node monitoring today. And then next, all the nodes monitoring will be very, very easy. It's not a very hard. It's very easy. Initial part is going to take some time just to set up the Prometheus and Grafana. Once that part is ready, right, we'll add a lot of things to that on the fly. This is running, right? That's why this problem comes. So let it get finished. Prometheus, PG replica. I think this will also get ready. Yes, this got ready. What is my monitoring tool name? SSH. This is ready. Now this will also get ready. I'll make the color change so that we are not getting confused. We'll make it green. This is let's make it color to yellow. Master 71. My whip is got. So now let's change the IP to 32. IPA 32. This is 31, 32. IP is set. I'm good. Let's see my cluster. I think yesterday we haven't covered one node, right? So it's okay. We'll just monitor the OS first and then we'll fix that also. It's not an issue. First, I will install Docker Compose in that, and then I will do my further setup. setup is going to be very, very quick. You will not believe. With the help of Docker, I achieved the setup in few minutes. So no match, Docker repository I have added. I'm adding the repo. Let's install the Docker engine. In case if you see any issue on operating system, you can use the repository from EPEL also. Okay. But 99% on Alma Linux and Rocky Linux it will work. Alma I can give you guarantee. Rocky I have not tried so far with the new release, so I am not sure. But Alma is working fine. Currently I'm on Alma only. Okay. In case if you are not able to do it. So this is done. Oh, let's do it. Let's finish it. Done. Closed. Why it got closed? Okay. So this is done. Okay, it means installation was not happened successfully. Let's see this. Check. Unable to find a match. C. It's okay. What is? Oh, why it is replica? Why it is on replica? It got replica also, right? Here, when I logged into here, why it is going to replica? I know what is the problem. Okay, now I am on the correct node. Sudo su monitoring. Let's install. I think nothing to do it. Already installed. Docker is ready. Let's see the Docker version. What is happening? Why it is?
If there is an if you do not want to go to the from Docker, what is the alternate?
Sorry. Come again. What you're asking?
If I do not want to go through Docker method, so what is the alternate?
You have to install with RPM method. Everything. Like we install our softwares, right? Like Postgre and all. So you have to go with that particular reason. Client.
Abhishek, you are recommending Docker in production?
I am recommending Docker even on production also. The reason is it will be very, very easy in terms of managing, in terms of, let's suppose tomorrow I get Kubernetes, I can deploy my entire monitoring on Kubernetes and then I'm sleeping aramse in the night. No worries. My Kubernetes will take care everything. Getting my point? Otherwise, what will happen? I have to do everything manually, which I don't want to do that. So my Docker is ready. My Docker compose is ready. If you are not convinced, we can have a discussion. Don't worry about that.
Abhishek, can we
Sometimes
get
we face a
opportunity to
problem
work in this
while
real
installing
time?
the Docker. That's
What is that? What I got two questions. Can we go
Okay,
one by one?
sorry.
What is that?
Yeah, I just want to check like how many like in the real time if you go for the as a DBA or SRE, will we get to build this opportunity in the real time?
Yes, if everything is in place, then
Mhm.
you won't get the opportunity. But
Like
if
DevOps team or like CloudOps team will take care about this position, right? Like
no,
building
no,
the.
no, no. They see there is a concept. If they have DBRE in the place and
Hmm.
they want there is a database impact, then definitely you will take care of it. It's your
No,
baby.
we will take care, but building of this Prometheus and Grafana will
Uh,
not be DBA, right? That's my intention.
no, it will if you are a DBA, a DevOps DBA or platform infrastructure DBA, then it will be your responsibility to at least
Okay.
troubleshoot, do the installation, all those things. Everything will be your responsibility.
Okay.
So that's why I'm showing you, right?
Yeah.
Because how they will understand, like what is the port and everything. Normally, under the DevOps team, we used to have a lot of fights, right? So like that. But it completely depends on the environment, which environment you are in. Let's suppose they don't have any DB array, then they will do it by themselves without
Exactly.
asking
Yeah.
anyone. Yes, they will do it like that.
But if they given
So
that very happy, if people are
yeah.
nowadays like very strict boundaries to not touch for those things, right? That is the main challenge. Even we are not going to be get some privileges to access those things.
But in the real time scenario nowadays, this is the expectation
Mm.
to work as a, to understand all these things and fix it. A lot of time these issue comes, this monitoring is not working, that monitoring is not working. So if you are not aware of this technology, you will not able to fix it. So that's why I'm coming into the picture and, I'm trying to give you all the information. So when you go to these kind of environment, you can understand what is the problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the current scenario, SRE database, DBRE database, and platform engineers are growing like anything in the real-time scenario. We get a lot of
Okay.
opportunities for that. So my 53 is my networking server. So let's quickly go and see if 53 is working. 9090. See, this is my Prometheus application. 9090. Okay. And this 3000 is going to be my Grafana. What is the password of Grafana? Oh, I think we have defined here.
Something keep like admin and
Grafana
admin something.
password. Yeah, 1 minute. So let's try admin. If it is not working, we'll define the password. No. Oh God. Skip. Okay. So my Grafana is also ready. My Prometheus is also ready. If I will do the same thing with the installation method, then I need 4 classes. If I skip the Docker, I need 4 classes to just configure to reach till this stage. So tell me one thing, what is ready so far? What is ready? Let's do a small review. This is ready. This is ready. This is ready. Now this part we have to establish. Let's go with node 1 first. Okay. So that at least you will get one idea. Okay. So to monitor the node 1, what I have to do? Can I simply go and just start monitoring it? Will that work? No, right? I have to install what for operating system? Node exporter. So for the node exporter, let's go. Either I can deploy the node exporter on Docker, or I can directly go and use it.
There is one question. So this port, the Grafana port 9090, these are standard port.
Everything is standard. Yes, everything is standard port.
So I cannot change it for my organization.
Yes, you can change it. Prometheus is 9090. Grafana is 3000.
I can set different products, right? That's for my.
Sorry, what is that?
I can
What
set
meant?
different port, like this is a. I don't want to use this one, so I can set different
Yeah,
port.
yeah. You can do anything. It's up to
Okay.
you. In your configuration, you can use that port also. I'm bringing a new server most probably next week. So all these problems will get over. We bought a new server, Dell server. So I will migrate all these things. So from next time onwards, whatever issues we are seeing, right, this getting disconnection and all, it will get sorted out. So let this come up. Meanwhile, you want to take a break? It's 1 hour done.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. Once my break is done, I will come install the exporter on my first master node. I will install dashboard on Grafana. Sorry, on Prometheus. I will create the link and I will set up a new dashboard on Grafana and I will show you the monitoring statistics. Okay. First step. Okay. So let's start a quick break. 15 minutes. Okay. Guys.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's meet after 15 minutes.
Abhishek, can you explain Prometheus and Grafana installation steps? Just recap.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Everyone is back.
Yes. So before going to this, like, can you please explain like quick Prometheus and Grafana installation steps in Docker, what we followed?
Okay. So simply what I did, I will just explain 1 minute.
Because I was saying like installation on a Linux, so it says multiple steps, but here we skip
Yes.
some of the steps. Yeah.
Yes. So don't do the real-time installation step. Just deploy on Docker. So what I did, I have simply installed the Docker and Docker Compose on my computer, on my system. After that, I have installed Docker. I have created the Docker Compose in one folder where I'm going to create my configuration, my YAML files for the configuration like prometheus.yaml. So let's see the prometheus.yaml first. So under the prometheus.yaml, I have defined the global. Scrap means in which uh, seconds it will get the data from the different sources. So I have just did it for 5 seconds. It is default one. If you're changing it, be very mindful. Don't change it to very aggressive number. Otherwise, sometimes you might see the contention issues. So 5 seconds is 5. Every 5 seconds it will poll and get the details. So 5-second delay will be there between Prometheus and your dashboarding and between your agents. So job name I have given Prometheus. I have defined the target. My Prometheus will work on 9090. Currently it is working on 9090. See here. Working on 9090. I have defined that job name like node which I want to monitor. So that is this particular monitor. I want to monitor my Postgre. So I'm going to install Postgre exporter also. First, I will deploy the node exporter which works on 911. Okay. And once that is done, I will deploy Postgre exporter, which will monitor my Postgre on 9181, 9187. Now let's go and see my Docker file.
These ports are like you elected it.
No. Everything is by default. Everything is by default. I have not changed anything. On my Docker, I have defined one service called Prometheus. I'm using the latest Prometheus installation. I'll tell you one thing. In case if this Prometheus does not work properly, as per our mark, we will downgrade it because in my last batch, latest was having issues, but I hope that got be fixed by the time. Container name I have given, the volume I have defined. The same config file which I was just explaining it, I have defined it. I have defined the port and restart always like that. I have created one container. Same way I have created a container for Grafana, which is running on 3000. So like that, my whole configuration is ready within a second. If I will do the installation, like let's suppose, if I go and do the installation with the RPM method, it will take ages. In that case, I will do everything step by step. I will do everything like this.
Abhishek, when I was, for example, I'm in a system environment where when I go for the Docker installation, I face problems because it
Hmm.
asks for the root user because it
Hmm. Hmm.
manages
Hmm.
by root.
So you can install
So,
Docker on non-root user also.
okay.
Yes. So just tell your system admin that give you the privilege on your Postgre user or Oracle user, MySQL user, Mongo user to run the Docker, and you are good. Then you will
So
manage
I
your Docker instances.
so I go for a workaround Podman. So will it be something a good alternate Podman?
Foreman,
Podman.
basically Podman, right? See,
Yeah.
the only problem with Podman and LXC is it's like Maruti car and versus Hyundai.
Hmm.
So basically
Okay.
LXC and Foreman are still developing in the market. So you won't get much help in case of something happen. Getting my point.
Okay.
So it's up to you. You want to buy Hyundai, you buy Hyundai, but all the car will come by its own pros and cons. So you have to be ready with that. So tomorrow suddenly, for example, you are using Podman. Okay.
Hmm.
Let's suppose Podman.
Hmm. Hmm.
And you have realized that when you deploy Prometheus on Podman, the
Hmm.
Postgre exporter has some compatibility issue with that. So you have to bear
Okay.
with that kind of thing because it's an open source world. It's not closed source world where we are building the solution and integrating it, right? So like that. So this is my monitoring is ready. Now let's go and quickly deploy my exporter. Where is my mother machine running suspended? PG bouncer recurrent. Okay, then I'm fine. So PG replication, vagrant SSH, PG master. Okay, now this is my IP 171. Whenever I restart my machine, my IPs are getting changed. So this is the workaround for my master node. So this is my master IP 131. This is supposed to be pingable from my monitor. So 131 is not able to ping to this IP. What could be the reason? It is enforcing. So currently let's SE Linux config. Oh, this is my problem. Vim is not installed. Okay, so let's do the disable. Are you getting everyone what I am doing? Because I will show you the production grade monitoring system, everything. So are we good whatever I am doing? Are you understanding it? If you have any question, don't stop yourself. We can have a discussion, okay? Because these things are the real-time thing. Using that, you can establish any kind of monitoring.
So one question is there.
Mhm.
So that Docker you install, okay, that containing all Prometheus setup, everything containers.
Everything, Prometheus and
Okay.
Grafana, both. It is containing both.
So when you're going to be installed, we just from our laptop, like
Mhm.
we just have to install that Docker with the Prometheus, right? That setup
That's
file.
all. If you want, you can directly install here also in this Docker also on your Windows machine Docker,
Okay.
and you can control it from here. So you can monitor anything. So sudo su. What is my IP? 68.1.31. So 31 is not able to ping. Destination host unreachable. Why this is unreachable? IPA 53. And this is what? 131. So let's see. Ping 31 is not pinging. And see. Why this is not pinging? These machines are in the same network, right? 71.53. Let me ping 192.168.1.53. Yeah, it's pinging. Oh, let me ping this IP from my local machine. Okay. Ping. 31 is not pinging. Something is wrong with 31. So what could be the reason? 52, or let's do it using this IP because this IP might be pinging from everywhere. Yes, let's not take this IP. Let's take this IP because these have another IP also, right? Let's ping from here. Yes, it is pinging. So let's use this IP. So on my master node, what is the next step? How my master will be enabled for the networking? I have to simply install node exporter install. So I will simply go on my master, Postgre master. So node exporter. Let me simply install as RPM. So node exporter I am installing as a RPM. Okay, I'm not installing as a Docker. So next basic format returning. So let me see what is the problem. This is done. Perfect. Let's do tar. My node exporter is ready. I have created moved that node exporter to my USR bin. I have unextracted it first and then moved it here. Now my node exporter is supposed to work like this. I should get the version. Now I will simply go and open my node exporter service like this, and I will create a node exporter service like this. I have simply in my service, I have defined the node exporter to run it as a service. Okay. And I will simply start and stop the node exporter. So let's see the status of node exporter. Don't worry if you're not understanding it, I will make you understand. Status. So what is the IP? Okay, node exporter is not working. Node exporter. Okay. So we will see why this is failing. It said started, but it is getting failed. So let's fix it. No service or process. So I think we have to correct that. In node exporter, no such services to do. It says create a user. I have created a user. Password. Daemon reload. Now let's start it. Status. Okay, node exporter is running. I'll give you all the steps. Don't worry. Huh? I'm just for this demonstration purpose, I'm showing you. Now my node exporter is ready. I will simply come to my monitoring. Before my node exporter is added, let's see if I can see that all the status target health. See, this target health is failing because it is not polling properly. Let's go to the monitoring. CD monitoring. Under my Docker file. Okay, not here. CD Prometheus. Under the Prometheus, I have prometheus.config file. Here I will go and define my node. What is my IP of node? My IP is postmaster IP, this one. I will simply come here and paste it. I will restart the Docker node or Docker service. Compose down, compose up -d. Okay, so now here this particular thing supposed to show up. Let's see, is it up? Can you see this? Now my endpoint is up in my Prometheus. This I'm getting the statistics. See here, all the statistics of my node where this 9001 is running on my master node. See this ps-ef grep node. It's running here, right? Node exporter as a service. So let me show you dnf install net-tools. So here I will practically show. Guys, you are there with me. First of all, everyone is understanding what I am trying to do.
Yes, yes.
So I have deployed my node exporter on my Postgre master database. Now let me show you that this port is running here. See this? My port is running, right? 9100. That's what I'm capturing all the statistics. I was talking about the statistics, right? Now I will simply go to my Grafana dashboard. Before going to Grafana dashboard, I will say go to Grafana and find a very good dashboard for me. Let's suppose I want to use the data source node exporter. So let's suppose I want to use this particular as a dashboard. So I will copy the ID. I will come to my dashboard. Dashboards, new dashboard, import dashboard. I will simply copy paste the ID, load. See here, node exporter full dashboard. I will give the name Abhishek node expo, some name. Done, but it is not working. Why it is not working? Because uh, I have not defined the data sources. So simply go to the connections, add connections. My connection is coming from where? From where it is coming?
Prometheus.
Prometheus. So I will search Prometheus. So here I will search Prometheus and add a data source. Prometheus is added. Name is Prometheus. What is my data source that I have to monitor? This is my one, right? 9001, which it will convert into beautiful graphs. Prometheus server IP. So my Prometheus server IP is this one. Authentication not required. Skip TLS validation. Everything will be normal. Save and test. It is tested. Now it is there. Go to home. Dashboards. Where is my dashboard? Explore. You will not believe when I was doing it first time, right? 10-15 years back. There was very less documentation was build a dashboard, import dashboard. Simply, I want to see everything in this dashboard. Copy dashboard ID. Simply do the load full B. Change the UID.
You have already done this, no?
I've already done it, but that time my data source was not defined. So now 5 minutes. Let me my CPU utilization is just 1%, right? Let me write a dummy code to make CPU high. Let me make my CPU high. So with the script, I can simply make my script high. So run this. So I have a command, dev null command. I will simply run it and you see the CPU is going to high. See this?
What is that command, Abhishek? Like it's going to create load on the server?
Yes. No. Very stupid command. Yes, I'm sending to dev null in background. I'm simply sending yes to dev null and in the background. You just keep on running like dummy. This one, see the CPU is going high. See, using this dashboard, I can monitor anything, whatever I want to like. I can create alerts also. A single pin I can monitor. What is happening? Like in Hindi, there is a kahavat, right? वो चिड़िया के पर गिन लेते हैं, right? कहावत है ना? So you can write, you can monitor any damn thing what is going on in your server. See this? I
Yes.
just put the load, right? If I leave it for another 5-10 minutes, I will see very good graph. Let's suppose you are not happy with this graph. You say I am not getting all the things whatever I need it, right? So simply go here, data source. What is my data source?
Prometheus.
Prometheus. So simply go to Prometheus, and find other beautiful panel short by average rating. So Nginx, Prometheus. Linux. No, this one I think we have already did, right? Let's use this one. So copy ID. Let's add one more dashboard. I have simplified the process like anything for you people. Okay, so don't worry. Just do it one time. Trust me. If you do it one time, build dashboard, import dashboard, put the ID, load it, import it. See, refresh. If some of the things are not working, we will troubleshoot. What is the problem?
It will take some time.
It will take some time, or we'll leave it, or we'll fix it. Nothing to worry about. Now, what I did just now, what I have monitored, what I'm monitoring currently, I'm monitoring only database related, only OS related thing. In the same way, I'm going to show you PG Bouncer. I'm going to show you the databases. Do you think it is good?
Yes, Abhishek, like I'm
Can I?
looking
Yeah.
some features like how we are going to be configure the alerts related to the database and how we can modify those things. So what is the better other things to improve the monitoring concept? That is actually I'm looking. Mostly I'm seeing those challenges in the real time compared to
So
build
you
for
can
this in.
you can install this, and on top of that, you can create
Mhm.
alertings, Prometheus
Yeah,
alerting and everything.
yeah, that is what I'm looking actually.
Yeah. So set up it at least once, because I'm doing it from last 15 years. So for me, it is very easy. I'm doing it, but it might take some time for you people. You will struggle a bit. That's what I know. But I want you to struggle a bit so that you will understand all these concepts. Do you think it is good? Fascinating?
Yes. Sir, one question
Because
here.
the moment if you have organized your infrastructure in this way, let's suppose you have added all these PG master, PG slave, everything, your half of the work is done, right? And if your alerting is also set, you are good. I have alerting
Sir,
also.
sir, question here.
Mhm.
So this data is written how many days? Now the Grafana is showing data, okay, from Prometheus exporter.
I think
Now
last 15 minutes from here till
only
here.
I want to retain this data like 15 days, 1 month, 1 year like that. So how can we
It's
consider to?
completely depending on your Prometheus installation. If you want, you can keep the Prometheus data for infinity time. But the only problem might come once your data goes to a certain limit. Let's suppose 500 GB, 1 terabyte, your this speed of this monitoring goes down. So what we do time to time based on our compliances. Let's suppose my compliance is from the health department. So my health department says my compliances has to be saved for at least 1 year. Like Reserve Bank also says 1 year, right? So
Hmm.
just I will keep it for 1 year. Once my 1 year is done, I will purge the Prometheus data. So there are scripts. Okay.
And where is it
So
stored actually on Prometheus? Is there a database or any co
yes, Prometheus is a time series database. So let me show you. Go to DB ranking website. Type Prometheus is
Abhishek,
one
this
of
is so Prometheus is using timescale DB.
timescale DB.
Uh,
You can work as a timescale DB. Even now I have see this. It's a database.
okay, it's altogether different database with
Altogether
time
a
series data.
different database, time series database. Previously we used to use influx DB, but influx DB got lot of issues and all. So nowadays Prometheus is taking the what to say. Prometheus is going ahead with that. Even you can run your manual queries also here. Let's suppose uh,
uh, MQL?
So let's suppose you select star from employee kind of query you write, right? Even I can write same kind of queries here also.
So then we in AWS we have
Hmm.
enhanced monitoring, then cloud
Everything
orchestration.
everything
Ah,
is stolen from this idea. Even Percona has stolen the idea of
correct.
PMM from here.
So we can propose a business, correct? Instead of using CloudWatch
You can
or
make
all.
it. You can make your thing. Datadog was a company. Why combinator? There was a guy. Uh, combinator. There is a very young person who was sitting simply in the college. Suddenly he got a idea about all these things, and suddenly what he did, he started his own company called Datadog. And what Datadog is doing, same thing he's doing. It's using Prometheus Grafana, ClickHouse, and Go, and it is monitoring the databases. Even your Razorpay is doing same thing. Razorpay is also doing same thing. See, they took the binary code of free binary open source code and they made it Razorpay. So that's why everything is available. You have to make it useful the way you want to use it. Open source is very good industry for making money, right? See, I made it 100%. Let me kill it. Jobs. It's minus EF. Kill it and make the CPU less. Grip. Yes, right. I'm running yes, right? Yeah. So kill -9. Let's see if it is going down.
Abhishek, in
There's a
Postgres, there are
5-second. Uh, uh,
there are many custom monitoring queries. So how
uh,
to build? Can we
you can
integrate?
build your own dashboard also on Grafana. Okay, with the help of ChatGPT, you can build your own. First of all,
Hmm.
build your dashboard. Underneath, see,
Hmm.
basically this is nothing but a query itself, right? See this.
Hmm.
This is a query only, right? Which is running on my Prometheus database and giving me the output of CPU, right? If I want to see the query, there's an option I can
Hmm.
see the query also. So even you can write your own query and you can build your dashboard. So it's just a query. Let's suppose edit. This is my query. So let me show you Prometheus query also. Prometheus. Long back when I was working for a company, a US based company, so they gave me this project to build my own dashboard and everything. Okay. So that time I was very new. So you can run your own queries also. Let's suppose this is my Prometheus database. I want to run this query. I want to know the CPU usage like this. So execute. See,
Hmm.
I'm getting the instance, right?
Okay.
I can get all the queries, whatever I want to run. It's up to you, whatever query you create and convert them into beautiful dashboards. Or you use existing dashboards like this, queries. Make sense? With the help of ChatGPT nowadays you can write a lot of queries. I have made the CPU down, okay? Just for the knowledge, just for the information. Okay. The time I have stopped it, CPU utilization went down. Let's make it up again, at least one time.
In terms of cloud, how to integrate if the instance is on cloud?
Very good question. Add connection, discard,
Hmm.
AWS. You have lot of options.
Hmm. What to provide?
Simple username, password, whatever details they are asking to connect. You can monitor anything, but I will not recommend you to deploy your Prometheus Grafana on premises and monitor cloud resources rather than go to cloud.
Mhm.
Go to cloud. This is your cloud.
Mhm. Mhm.
Let's suppose you have many RDS servers. Deploy a new
Mhm.
Prometheus and Grafana in EC2 and then monitor.
Mm.
Otherwise, what happens? What is my experience?
Mhm.
RDS was running on cloud. It is in
Mhm.
West Virginia, let's suppose in East Coast, West Coast, whatever. I'm in India, Mumbai. I will
Mhm.
get lot of latency. I'm getting my
Latency,
statistics
yeah.
after 6 seconds, 10 seconds. Then I'm not doing the real-time
Mhm.
monitor. So try to deploy your Prometheus and Grafana nearby only with your targets so that you can avoid outages basically. Let's suppose if something happens and if I'm getting page after 6 seconds or 10 seconds, 15 seconds, which is good. 6, 5, 15 seconds is always fine, but more than that, it is not acceptable.
One more question.
So,
If
mhm,
the yeah,
mhm,
if my RDS is a production database and
mhm,
monitoring is already enabled
mhm,
there, and I'm also building this Grafana on this. So there is
mhm,
any
mhm, mhm.
another load which is going on will be
Correct. So,
will be put
hmm,
up.
correct. So basically, what is happening in the current industry, when startups are getting funded, they are using all the product of AWS. Okay, but later on, when they realize
Mm,
that on monitoring itself, I am spending $5,000 every 3 months.
mm,
So what they do, they deploy their own solutions where I have lot of control
mm,
versus in AWS, I have less control, right? In AWS, whatever I get, what they are providing only. But if I want to go to the further level, let's suppose kernel level, I want to understand what is the CPU utilization. In
mm,
the CPU level, I want to understand which queries is running. So those
mhm.
kind of dashboard I will create by my own, right? So it's like that. Do you think it's good? Can I
Yes,
go ahead
yes.
or can I
Sir,
stop here?
one question. It monitor for every second or millisecond like that. Can you do
five
that one?
5 seconds. You can
Mm.
you can you can
Okay.
go and you can configure it any point of time, whatever you want to do. So
Oh,
in your
millisecond, second also.
everything is possible.
Oh,
Everything is possible. Polling you can configure whatever kind of polling you want to do. I am monitoring my entire house network, my Windows machine also using this. But Windows machine exporters are not provided by this one. I have to download it from exporter Windows 11. So I'm getting it from some third party. I don't believe on third party, but it is working, is doing my work, right? So I can simply go and deploy it and even my Windows will be monitored by Grafana dashboard. So I have to see whether I have Windows. हाँ है ना Windows server. I can monitor my Windows with this, and I have to deploy this particular exporter because see if my dashboard is not getting matched with my exporter, a lot of things might not work. Like this is not working, right? We have deployed this. See this? This is having some issues which we have to fix it. The data source Prometheus was not found. Okay, no problem. Where is the data source? Instance. Like that, we can fix it. It's not an issue. A lot of things are there. We can do that. Dashboards, connections, data source, like that. Dashboard, Prometheus Grafana. I can import Prometheus status. I can use all these by default also. See, I can monitor my Prometheus status also by default. Grafana matrix, it's not coming. I have to fix it. Prometheus status. Guys, good, bad, not
it's good.
understanding.
So that exporter
Hmm.
again we have to monitor, right? If my exporter
Everything.
is down.
See,
Mm,
so even you can put monitoring on top of your exporter also. So that option is also there.
oh,
Exporter monitoring. So even you can monitor your exporter also. Everything is doable. The only thing is you
Doable,
have
okay.
to do it. Second thing, when you are doing the exporter monitoring, you can also write the conditions basically. Let's suppose if this exporter is not coming up, how to make it up. For example, if this exporter in the master due to XYZ reason, my exporter is not working. Let's suppose this exporter is not working. So I can write my own Python shell or Golang script to deploy it again and again. I will simply go to my Jenkins and I will say deploy exporter. So it will get deployed here and it will start working on that. Getting my point? So for that, I have a concept called auto discovery in Prometheus and Grafana. I will talk about that also, but let's not overload your mind till today. Let's go till this architecture. Guys, good, bad? So what we have achieved today, we have achieved node exporter. What we have achieved node exporter for master node. Same way I have to do everything. Can I automate this? Can I automate end to end? I want to brainstorm a little bit. Can I automate? Because I am a Google, I have thousands of servers. I can't sit here and do all these things. Deploy Docker, deploy installation, configuration, all those things. I don't want to do that. Can I automate? If I automate, what will be the possible way? Just give me any vague idea. I'm fine. I want to open your mind. That's all. Hello, everyone.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
How we will automate? If we all are a solution architect or architect for Google, how we will automate this monitoring solution? Okay, no problem. Don't give the answer now, but come up with the answer next time. It's already 2 o'clock. I don't want to take more because this topic have one more or two more things to add, and then I will show you everything up and running. But at least deploy one single instance by this week by your hand and see. Okay.
Abhishek, where you collected the node exporter,
I will
the tar.gz file?
I will give you the step that also. I will put it in the file.
So this video, if you upload, then we'll see again
I
from
have
start.
uploaded yesterday. Yes, I will uploaded it. I'll put you the document also. One thing. Luckily, everything worked today without any issue. In case if it is not working in your case, try to downgrade your Prometheus setup. Currently, it is working fine. In case if you are getting issue, don't take the latest image on Prometheus on Docker level. See, I took what? What is my version? I took mm,
Test.
image ls, right? I took latest. What is the Grafana latest? Prometheus latest prom. Prom is what? Let's see on the internet. Latest. From where it is coming? Okay, prom image. It is coming from Docker Hub. So latest is where I can see the latest. So the latest one is, see, the latest one is, what is that? My eyes are little tired. Do you see where is the latest tag? I think this is the latest one. I took which one? Latest. From latest. Yes, I think I took this one. This tag. and
Abhishek,
which
are you going to be
is,
covered?
sorry.
Are you going to be covered this alerting system and everything, right?
Yes, I will cover alerting also. I will show you how you can create alerts. But the only problem is testing will be a issue because I don't know if I will able to integrate with my mail or not or Teams because I need to take the APIs and all. Okay. But at
For the
least I will
G-
show you the options and everything.
for the Gmail, we can do easily for the mail configuration, but I'm not sure about Outlook and everything.
Yeah. So that we can do.
Gmail, it's
But
easy.
it is very easy comparing with other tools, right? It is very
Hmm.
easy. You can easily do it with the help of ChatGPT or with the things. It is very damn easy. People have complicated it, like other tools have unnecessarily complicated it, but this is very easy. Okay, makes sense, guys. Will you able to do
Yes,
it?
yes.
Okay. So I have increased the load again. Now I think I have 30 minutes data. Yeah. Okay, we are good. Are we good?
So that YAML
Let's.
file you uploaded on that, right?
Which one? Which YAML file?
The Prometheus YAML file which you created. So that is you
Uh-huh.
uploaded.
Uh, come again. I'm not getting your
That
question.
YAML file you created, right, for Prometheus,
Hmm, hmm,
Docker and then YAML file.
hmm. This
That
one, right?
is,
This file
yeah,
you're
you
talking
shown
about.
that one. Yes, yeah.
This one is this one. Yes. Let me put some stress on monitor RAM also. Uh, Unable to find stress. See, this tool is called Stress NG. Okay. Using that, what you can do, you can put load on your memory also. Okay. So let me put the load on memory. Let's see how it works. I really like breaking systems. So see, let's see how. Oh, see, directly 90% jump. RAM is 23. Let's see, 5 minutes. System load is 91%. Wow. Okay, guys. If you don't have any question, let's put. Oh, I created a load on monitoring system accidentally. I supposed to create it on database node, right? So let's put it on the database node. I'm just giving you all these ideas so that in your home you can create a real-time site reliability engineering kind of environment. Okay, that's all. That is the only intention. Okay, clear? Yes,
Yes.
see, RAM usage is 73% now. If I close it, it will go down to. Let me refresh it every 5 seconds. It will go down. Now let's put the load again. 5 minutes is down. Load is will gradually go down because processes are spawned. It will not go gradually down like CPU. Oh, but let's run it again. Let's see if it is jumping. So this is the way you can do complete observability engineering. You can find the problems, you can find the solutions, what was going up when there was a production outage, what happened when the network was high. So all those things can be done. Even for each and everything, you can create the alerts also. Let's suppose I want to create alert. I can create alerts also. I have lot of options. Okay. So I will discuss about that. Okay. In future. But are we good? Can I close the session?
Yes.
Yes, thank
Okay. So let me close it. I will upload the recording once I will get the file. Okay. I don't know what time I will get. Okay. Can I go away? Can I log
you.
out? You people are not speaking. When you don't speak, I get worried that I am not explaining it well or there is a doubt. All good, right? Manish, Nagesh, Prashanti, Prashant,
Yeah,
Brijpan.
this session is
all good.
good, Abhishek. Yeah,
Yes. So just do the practice in your house. Monitor your washing machine, monitor your fan, monitor your Alexa. All the options are there. You can monitor. Okay. If monitor your Wi-Fi router, or monitor your phone. So Prometheus is enabled for all these things also. So you can monitor. Okay. Okay. So try exploring it and let me know if you see any issue.